Did you know that it takes less than 1/10 of a second for someone to form an impression of you? That's quicker than a hummingbird's wing beat. In that minuscule moment, a multitude of decisions about your character, trustworthiness, and attractiveness are made. It's a process so swift it's almost instinctive. This rapid-fire judgment is a relic from our ancestors, who needed to quickly determine friend from foe. Today, our lives might not depend on it, but it still plays a significant role in how we interact and connect with others. Now, what exactly fuels these fleeting first impressions? First, there's physical appearance. Like it or not, we're visual creatures. The clothes we wear, our grooming habits, even our posture, all contribute to the image we project. A crisp suit might convey professionalism, while a slouch might suggest a lack of confidence. Next, body language. It's said that actions speak louder than words, and our bodies are remarkably chatty. A firm handshake can suggest assertiveness, while averted eyes might hint at shyness or discomfort. Our body language is a silent dialogue that can either corroborate or contradict our spoken words. Lastly, there's the tone of voice. It's not just about the words we say, but how we say them. A warm, friendly tone can invite trust and camaraderie, while a cold, clipped tone might suggest detachment or disinterest. It's a subtle but powerful tool in the arsenal of first impressions. So, what's the takeaway here? First impressions are fast, influenced by a flurry of signals, and can be incredibly lasting. They can shape how people treat us, how they remember us, and even how they respond to us. And yet these impressions are formed in less time than it takes for a hummingbird to flutter its wings once. Just think about it. In the blink of an eye, you've already made a judgment. Isn't that astonishing? Now imagine you're stepping into a job interview. You're nervous, of course, but you've also come prepared. You've rehearsed your answers, ironed your best suit, and managed to arrive a good 10 minutes early. The moment you walk through that door, you're being assessed. Your posture, your handshake, even your smile, all these small cues are being used to form an immediate judgment about you. And this judgment, believe it or not, can greatly influence the outcome of your interview. Let's switch gears. Picture yourself on a first date. You're meeting someone for the very first time, hoping to make a connection. You've chosen your outfit carefully, picked out a nice restaurant, and tried to make sure you're on your best behavior. But within the first few minutes of that encounter, your date has already formed an opinion about you. It's not just about how you look or what you say, it's about how you make them feel. And this feeling, this very first impression, can often decide whether there will be a second date or not. Finally, think about a social gathering. You're entering a room full of strangers, hoping to make a few friends. You're not dressed to impress, but you're wearing your favorite shirt and a confident smile. You start a conversation, share a few jokes, and try to be as engaging as possible. But as you interact with people, they're forming their own impressions of you. They're deciding whether they like you, whether they trust you, and whether they want to get to know you more. And these impressions, as fleeting as they may seem, can shape your social life in more ways than you can imagine. In each of these scenarios, the first impression is crucial. It's a snapshot that people use to make sense of who we are. It's a quick judgment that can shape our relationships and opportunities. And while it's not the only thing that matters, it certainly plays a significant role in how we navigate through life. Whether we like it or not, our snap judgments often set the tone for our future interactions. Now let's flip the script and delve into your own world of first impressions. Picture this: a time when you met someone new, perhaps at a work function or a social gathering. You made an instant judgment, a split-second decision about this person based on their appearance, their mannerisms, maybe even their handshake. And as time went by, you found your initial perception to be spot on, right down to the last detail. Quite impressive, isn't it? But let's take another journey into memory lane. Recall a situation where your first impression was a complete miss. You had this person all figured out, or so you thought. But then they surprised you, broke your preconceived notions, and turned out to be someone entirely different. Isn't it interesting how our initial perceptions can be so accurate yet so misguided at times? So, why do first impressions matter so much? Well, it's quite simple. First impressions are the initial judgments we make about someone or something, and these judgments can have a significant impact on our future interactions. Think about it this way: your first impression is like the cover of a book. It's the first thing people see, and it can either draw them in or push them away. First impressions can affect our opportunities and relationships. They can determine whether we get that job, make that sale, or form that friendship. They can open doors or close them. While first impressions certainly aren't everything, they play a crucial role in how we are perceived by others. In essence, first impressions provide us with a golden opportunity to show the world who we truly are. So, whether you're meeting someone for the first time or stepping into a new situation, remember that your first impression is your showcase. Remember, a first impression is your chance to show the world who you are. Make it count.